What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the blue color, playing as Thor. Everyone's favorite Thor, S-tier Thor. His name is Yoshii. His opponent today in the red color, playing as Oranos, the god everybody wants to hate. Everyone loves hating on this god. His name is Grassengroom. The map is Frozen Wastes. And yes, we just saw a pretty epic game, Ra versus Loki, in the last game. Now we've got Oranos versus Thor. I'm interested to see what's going to be different in this game, if anything at all, and how these players are going to be able to manage. Now, one thing that I've been toying with Oranos is the idea that, very similar to Greek actually, is that why go 4:30 if you can go for a 4-minute advance time? Oranos can get on every single map that has a 900 food, could be less, could be 800, I'm not exactly sure, I think it's 900, and one herdable. Oranos can get a 355 with hunting dogs. This involves specific villager movement in the archaic age and a specific build available for your entertainment or for your usage. All you have to do is subscribe on Twitch. You get access to the cheat sheet. And if you subscribe over to Patreon, you get access to the full video. Yes, okay, I'll stop there. Enough advertising. It's fine. We're watching Age of Mythology here. Grassengroom here. Going to be showing us some Oranos instead of my smelly Oranos. And Yoshii going to be showing us some of that beautiful, beautiful Thor. And what Yoshii's done here in the start of this game, I absolutely love. And what is it? He's gone to his gold mine straight away. And what else did he do? He decided to utilize this wood line to chop with his dwarves so that he did not need to produce an extra ox cart. This guy is big brain, ladies and gentlemen. Big brain, ladies and gentlemen. This is fantastic. It's going to give him a really, really strong early game and a lot more resources than otherwise. If you didn't know, dwarves gather at the same rate as gatherers on wood with no upgrades. So in the early game, a dwarf on wood would be exactly the same as a gatherer on wood. And we are going to be seeing that second Ulsark is out for Yoshii as well. He's going to be trying to clean up all the goats on the map, which is actually really, really important in this matchup. So smart play here from Yoshii to be making those early game decisions very, very early and strong. So final villager coming out here for Grassengroom, going to be making his way over to the side caribou, seeing what he's going to be able to do. There are some walrus in the middle of the map as well that he can move to, but I feel like he doesn't really need to. Just get to the next age, live the dream. Question is really, how fast is Yoshii going to be going up? Because I see a lot of Thor players going fairly slowly in this matchup. And normally I'd be like, yeah, cool, slow is fine in this matchup. But this map in particular, all the food is forward. If you can get yourself to the classical age 415-ish, and then you send like 2-3 Herser forward, you get a lot of damage done. Role playing a little bit like the Zeus players. But that's not what's happening here for Yoshii. He's just taking it slow. Going to be eating up all this hunt, going up to the next age fairly slowly. Wouldn't be surprised to see 4 SETI here, which is what we're seeing from Yoshii. The reason for 4 SETI is simply just that you can go kind of full Herser. And we'll see if that's what he's going to be doing. I kind of roleplay a little bit like Loki, except with the idea of getting armory upgrades, which then mean you can lean into Ragnarok much easier. So you go for armory upgrade Herser, getting yourself the extra 5% for Herser. So normally armory upgrades give you 10% bonus, but Herser upgrades, Herser get a extra 5% bonus, so much stronger. So we'll see if that's what Yoshii's going to try and do here. And the actual big idea is Herser throwing Axeman to the Mythic Age, Ragnarok, GG. Especially on a 1 gold mine ghost like this. You can go 1 town center, Mythic Age all in with full bronze-ish Heroes of Ragnarok and have a good time here. We see counter barracks, military barracks going down for Grassengroom. No real surprises here. Fairly standard shenanigans. As the village is going to be finishing up these caribou over here. Unfortunately for Grassengroom, there's not that many here, so we will have to move somewhere else, potentially right in the middle of the map here, as Yoshii does hit the second age here, the classical age, through 4 SETI. We'll see what he's going to be able to do as he does drop down the longhouse. There's a house over here as well that Yoshii might want to grab. Meanwhile, this Ulfsark is getting chased down by Grassengroom. He does not want to let it get back home. Unfortunately for Grassengroom, he's kind of being led into the vices of a troll here, who might be able to pick off these Promethean offspring, as he does manage to take him down, and the Ulfsark lives another day. Grassengroom now going to be casting himself Valor here. Does he use it on the right units? Unfortunately, no. There's no real need to get Hero Terma in this matchup. Hero Terma just don't get as much of a bonus as the Murmillos. You don't get as much of a stat boost. It's much better to get 3 Hero Murmillo than 3 Hero Terma. So what you really want to do is kind of garrison those Terma into your counter barracks until you have 3 Murmillo, or be spending your Terma elsewhere, not bunching them up, and then you cast your Valor and you withdraw. Yoshii's getting up his next longhouse, making himself some throwing axemen. A little bit of a housing crisis over here, as he's trying to throw all these down. Straight throwing axemen here that's going to get taken out. Nice play here from Grassengroom to notice that. Tries to make a run for the tower. He doesn't quite get there. Unfortunately for Grassengroom, he has scouted this, but he hasn't noticed that this is where Yoshii is grabbing. The first resource you want to be targeting against every civilization as Oranos is going to be the food situation. And these villages making a run for it. The Oracle Scout does spot them. Grassengroom is going to be making his way over here. There are a handful of Ursa here. No upgrades on them just yet, but we'll see how it's all going to go. As the Ursa getting pulled back, the army here for Grassengroom going to look to try and spot where these villages are going and take them out. Yoshii is trying his darnest to sneak them home, and will he miss them? Oh, there they are. He spots them. He's going to turn around. He spots them. The army is through, though, for Yoshii, so we'll be able to take this fight fairly easily, though one might get taken out. It's definitely a shockwave situation here, but does choose not to use it in favor of retreating away here. And now the medium Terma Murmillo pushing forward here. Even more Terma Murmillo over on this position. You see the Oracle Scout getting taken out over here. Yoshii throwing up his house. Doing all of the good stuff. And we'll see if Grassengroom can get any amount of damage done here onto Yoshii with this army that he has mustered. So actually a really, really good fight here for Grassengroom to take, especially because he still has access to Shockwave. Definitely a god power that's worth using in the early stages of the game. He doesn't have to worry about this forest. There's so many units here for Grassengroom. You would think that he'd be able to win this. Yoshii's at 82 population. Grassengroom's at 101 population. But he's just a little bit too scared to take that fight. Going to be looking for something else to target down. You see his army moving straight into this gold mine. Remember, Yoshii did save his gold mine, so he can effectively do that. Oh god, this is going to be a bit of a nightmare for Grassengroom, as he's kind of running straight in onto this. The dwarves get pulled off the gold mine, start shanking, and Grassengroom's just going to have to make his way straight through here, take the DPS loss, potentially turn around and take a little bit of a fight here. He does get a little bit of damage onto that raiding cavalry, but it's going to get pulled back onto the healing spring here, as Grassengroom's going to continue to try and pester this location, trying to take down some of those throwing axemen. Unfortunately, a bit of a misclick there, as the village is finishing up on this location here. We'll see, is Grassengroom going to be attempting to go to the next age here or get a town center? That's always the big question to ask, as we do see a shockwave getting cast over here. The villagers getting taken down. The Terma here able to take out one villager, and the Murmillo with the Promethean able to take down another villager. Nice play there from Grassengroom while his army's fighting over here. We see the Terma trying to target down those throwing axemen. They are very drunk, all missing there, and he's just going to be retreating away here. So yes, the big question to ask in this matchup for Oranos is: do we take a second town center, or do we go heroic age? Do we try and do both? What's the big play here? I think the best play here for Oranos is to go Heroic Age and get yourself some of those Stymphalian birds. Those Promethean aren't the best. Stymphalian birds sitting on gold mines here could be really, really good. And then also getting access to medium and heavy infantry can be super game changing in this matchup as well. As we are seeing, Thea has got a choice here for Grassengroom. You also get access to the obnoxiously strong Dryads in this matchup, which are going to be tough to deal with as well. But we see the classical age Dwarven Mine getting dropped here for Yoshii. Gives him 1,500 extra gold in his base, which is going to be a really, really big deal here. Yoshii needs to throw down some houses. He's still in a bit of a difficult spot. Moving over here onto the berry bushes as well. Does he have himself all his upgrades? Yes, he does. Completely fine. Just missing out on those classical upgrades, but normally we don't see them getting grabbed until a little bit later. Thea is on the way. Are we seeing some more barracks getting thrown down? Yes, we are. Normally we don't see more than one counter barracks getting dropped for Oranos players. Sometimes we might see them Kronos players making those Caraballister en masse, and maybe same too for Gaia. But for Oranos, really you just want to go straight into barracks, getting yourself Mermillo, Arcus, and even Contarius. Probably no Contarius against Norse for reasons I've stated a million times in the Poseidon versus Norse matchup, but no one ever listens to me. As the barracks getting thrown up here, Arcus getting produced. Do we see an immediate... we don't actually see an immediate heavy infantry getting built here. So the question is really, can Grassengroom comfortably stay in the Heroic Age, or does he need to go Mythic Age here? Because the idea is, as we're seeing the armory getting dropped for Yoshii, the idea as far as I see it for Oranos in this matchup is get Mythic Age before your opponent by a large substantial margin, cast Hecate, throw Palace down everywhere, make Fnatic. If you can get to that position, then you can get Town Centers and live the dream. If your opponent gets a Town Center, you can get a Town Center if you spot that. And you should be having yourself scouting out whether that's something that's happening or not. So you should never really, your opponent should never be able to sneak a Town Center up or something like that. So Yoshii now, lots of gold in the bank, finishing up this this gold mine. He's pulling those villages off of gold, dropping onto the what do you call it? Onto goats, trying to get up to 800 food, 500 gold for the Heroic Age. As we see, Town Center is getting grabbed here for Grassengroom. There are a handful of Prometheans that are over here to defend this location, so he's kind of fine. But again, I don't particularly enjoy seeing Town Centers getting grabbed at 11 minutes and 48 seconds. So we see the heavy Mermillo here for Grassengroom going to be making his way forward. And the gold mine still not leaving his base. And big upgrade now for Yoshii is Skadi. He's going to be able to get to the next age. He's going to try and defend his gold mine. And this matchup for the Thor player is all about defend, Ragnarok win. So you have to make sure you push through as Oranos. And you should be able to. You are Oranos. A lot of the time. Sometimes the Thor player can defend. As we are seeing another Valor getting dropped here as the Town Center for Yoshii trying to get up. I don't mind this Town Center for Yoshii as he's seeing his opponent getting a Town Center. Says, okay, I'm just going to try and match you. You see the Throwing Axemen doing as best as they can here. The hero Terma going after that that troll there. And we do actually have Axe of Muspel already for these medium Throwing Axemen, allowing them to do 15-ish hack damage per second to the Stymphalian bird. And given he's only got 15% hack armor, that is a significant amount of damage there. Now the Frost getting dropped on this position, still going to be denying this Town Center. Hits all those units and he can take this Town Center down. That's a pretty good usage there of the Frost, but it might allow Grassengroom to go Hecate, and it does allow him to go Hecate. We see the Hill Fort attempting to get thrown up. We've got a whole handful of Ulfsark on this position though for Yoshii as the heavy Mermillo is coming through. And the question is going to be, can Yoshii deal with a Tartarian Gate or not at this point? He's got a lot of favor. He can build another Frost Giant, so 2 Frost Giant in his base. There is no Chaos, so that's fine. The Lampede can make her way forward though. Try and deal with that there, as we are seeing those Throwing Axemen going to be attempting to get onto the Stymphalian bird. The Hill Fort slowly trying to come up here. Ulfsark jumping straight onto this Terma over here. We've got ourselves starting to make some of those beautiful upgrades there for the Thor player. as Yoshii could throw up a market, could think about going Mythic Age here, and he is going to be doing that. He's got options. He doesn't have to go Ragnarok, but Ragnarok is really good here, especially with the gold mines being pretty exposed. And obviously the Hecate, the Tartarian Gate coming for him, which he's probably not too aware of. He should be aware of it, but he's not. As all the Terma do get taken out, and Grassengroom going to have to rebuild his army now in the shape of Arcus Murmillo. Going to be really, really good. Picking off a couple more units on this position. Nice play there. There's the Tartarian Gate dropping down onto that temple. Nice positioning there. Going to be able to start taking down all of this economy that Yoshi's got in his base. And is Yoshi clicking up or not? He has clicked up Balder. So what matters here for Yoshi is simply getting Mythic Age. The problem for Yoshi is he might lose this town center to the Tartarian spawns. And there is like town center dives potentially that Grassengroom can do, but the raiding cavalry of Yoshi just running around the map doing the best as he possibly can. Do see this Lampede is in on this position. Unfortunately, he doesn't find the Frost Giant, wherever that is. There's a raiding cavalry going to be finding their way over onto this location, but still the heavy Murmillo chasing them away. And now Grassengroom making his way to try and take down this hill fort, preventing the gold income of Yoshi. We see a temple getting dropped up on this position. Definitely wants to get the fire giant. The free fire giant is huge here. As Grassengroom doesn't throw down a single palace here. So this Ragnarok for Yoshi might not seem like it's going to be very big. It's probably not, but it's going to be significant in this position. This is fairly all in for Yoshi. He doesn't have a trade route set up. He probably could make a handful of trade caravans here just to make sure he has something going. But he basically has to click Ragnarok straight away, not at full population. Maybe he can wait on a fire giant or two out of this temple before he hits it. But he's just losing villages up the wazoo. And that's not a good thing. You see they'll all start coming through. And yes, that is a technical Australian term. You'll find it in the Urban Dictionary. So you see this town center getting targeted down as Grassengroom is putting pressure on from all angles here. There's the Mythic Age for Yoshi. And we will be seeing a Ragnarok here. There he goes. Going to be able to deal with this Tartarian Gate. He's jumping up to 166 population. He's got a little bit of resources in the bank. He didn't start a trade route. He didn't build a fire giant. He's going to be moving over here. So the question is, how fast can Grassengroom get up a handful of palace here? And will he be able to run around the map fast enough as well to find himself on all the different gold mines and see what he can do? Oh, this is sneaky from Grassengroom. Will Yoshi spot this? He sees one little hair of a citizen over here. A literal hair of the citizen as it runs right into the corner here and will move his way onto this gold mine very, very shortly. That is very sneaky from Grassengroom as the heavy Murmillo dealing with this army fairly nicely. Yoshi throwing away some units fairly quickly here as the army now, or the villagers snuck this gold mine. Be very, very quiet. Meanwhile, over here, the villagers getting chased away as Grassengroom is just trying to get everyone onto the large gold mines here. As his army hanging back, he should come over and defend this. These villagers have to run. Like, just run to the manor, my dude.
Herr Joe's?
Get off that location. And Grassengroom getting a little bit lucky here as Yoshi did not send his heroes through onto either of these positions just yet. The army here for Grassengroom is looking fairly sizable, to be honest, to deal with these heroes of Ragnarok that don't have that many upgrades at all. We see the heavy Murmillo going after them, splitting off a little bit. The citizen trying to retreat over here. Heroes of Ragnarok able to deal with these Murmillo decently. How are their upgrades looking? Doesn't have any male upgrades here. Big mistake against Norse. Definitely the first upgrade you want to be getting if you're playing Atlantean in this matchup. So we see one of those heroes getting taken down. And Grassengroom still happily mining with 3 hero citizen and a normal citizen there. No longer building villages though. Slight mistake there from Grassengroom. Definitely want to continue doing that. But it does seemingly look like Grassengroom has managed to hold here. Yoshi's dropped down to 115 population. Starting to build those villages back up. No farms to boot, but there will be a fire giant follow-up here as all the villages are on the gold mine here. We'll see if that's going to be something that is going to be enough for Yoshi to push through or not. Fire Giant, very difficult for Atlantean players to deal with, especially after they've used all their upgrades. So he can make Lampedes. Lampedes can be very, very good. We are going to be seeing the majority of Yoshii's Ragnarok dissipating here. This army retreating away. And let's see what Yoshii can do here. As Grassengroom, super happy to be in the position he is in. Still hasn't started those villages just yet. And he's still making those, I don't like this, he's still making those Stymphalian birds, which has been a pretty big mistake here from Grassengroom, not anticipating the Fire Giant here. Big, big mistake. Though they haven't really been built just, yet. And a handful of units trying to get built here from these longhouses get cut off. And now Yoshii just goes full dwarves, full sand onto the gold, and he's starting to make those Fire Giants. So a very simple plan now for Grassengroom would be make a Lampede, and he has actually cut the Stymphalian birds, realizing that Fire Giants are out. Fire Giants are the best counter to the Stymphalian bird and flying units in general. So Pegasus, Phoenix, and the like. As we see, the one Fire Giant is out here for Yoshii. He's going to be hanging back, waiting to push forward onto this position here. More dwarves getting produced. He's got 10 dwarves at this point. We'll just now jump onto this lone polar bear here to get him a little bit of food out to spend. So the Ragnarok heroes looking to attack some of these villages here. Rag heroes are so good at taking down Citizen here. Smack, smack, smack.
Yoshii.
As we see the Murmillo swinging around here, we're still seeing Grassengroom getting away with murder on this gold mine as Yoshii's just like, well, I've gold cut him. What more do you want? What more do you want? I've gold cut him. I've got, he's not on this gold mine, he's not on this gold mine, he's not on this gold mine, he's not, where else could he be? He couldn't be anywhere else. Oh, wait. Oh, maybe he can be here. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yoshii's making his way, but he's decided, nope. I don't want to come over there. No. I've got to retreat. Defend my town center. It's the army moving in here. Has Grassengroom been able to get himself a Lampede just yet? No, 16 favor here. He does have some Hero Arcus. Hero Arcus are the worst. They're taking of all these units here to take down the Fire Giant because they deal pierce damage, of which the Fire Giant's got 80% pierce armor. So you want to make Hero Benro if you can. You see the Fire Giants have managed to hold this beautifully here as Yoshii is somehow, someway getting his economy back into gear here. Almost able to get a couple more Fire Giants out. As Grassengroom finishing up this gold mine as well, still making himself dwarves. Villagers sitting idle in here, might want to jump onto that polar bear at some point, starting some farms. Villagers jumping onto the wood over here. Can start going mass wood units, mass dwarves, mass wood units here. That would be Huskal throwing axemen. Whereas still Grassengroom is like, guys, I'm happily mining. What's the problem? He just doesn't have that many citizen left. He's lost a lot of citizen in this game, and he's only at 68 population. He cannot deal with the Fire Giant, which Yoshii has managed to muster. The problem here for Yoshii is he's got no idea how far ahead he actually is right now, or if he is behind. He's got no idea of what his position in this game actually is. Can he afford to send some units over here and check this gold mine? No, I don't think he can. Maybe he can. I don't know. He does see one villager on this gold mine here. The army coming through to put a stop to this. Yoshii says no. He also says this gold mine is a no-go zone. I think Yoshii will watch this game back and be like, look, I'm just going to check every gold mine every single time when I rag. Because you've got enough units to do it. You can just send one to every single gold mine. You've still got 1 billion units remaining. That is the real secret. Now Grassengroom starting those citizen up again. He's got himself 5 farms out. He's got himself plow, no irrigation, but he's still making those shits. Oh. Big amounts. So much damage. Fire Giants is so strong. I love it. Grassengroom needs to make some Lampedes. It's the only real answer to the Fire Giants. And the Fire Giants have only got 3.2 speed. The Lampedes have got 4.3 speed. So they actually can move in and take the Fire Giants down. There's no real way to react to them, as this army here is moved into spread formation even to dodge as much of the Fire Giant specialists they can, but it doesn't matter. They're going to completely carve up these units here that are just distracting at this point, but I think Grassengroom realizes he needs to distract a little bit here. He's still making more of these barracks units. There's the first. He's finally made a Lampede. Let's go, Grassengroom. Let's see if he can deal with those Fire Giants, which Yoshii has managed to muster. But Yoshii's economy is now starting to kick into gear. Only 2 town centers, though. He can't afford to lose units just yet. Still has a ways to go to, like, maybe he's caught up. Maybe he's in front of Grassengroom. 5, 4, 6. What is that? 11, 15. So 15 would be something like 45 villages, whereas Yoshii's at 10, 30, 40. It's roughly equal, and this is a beautiful play here from Grassengroom. He hits the town center. He's cleaning it up. Put Yoshii back onto 1 town center. Nice play here. We see the Lampede trying to get in here onto those Fire Giants, but Yoshii's control a little bit too good here. We see the throw and action going to be attempting to go after the Lampede. Grassengroom going to be retreating back away from here, realizing he just needs to have this guy in reserve for when the Fire Giant comes. Don't need to be fighting too much. You don't need to do anything too silly. As Yoshii doing his darndest to hold here as the Fire Giants sit in the back. Sit away from the units. The Lampede taking a little bit of chip damage here. All of these heavy Murmillo not the best to deal with those throwing axemen as he's retreating back. We do see the Lampede trying to sneak around here. Grassengroom, very, very keen eye on this battlefield with this Lampede. He can make one more behind this as well, but he's got the favor now. But just waiting, and you see the Fire Giant popping out here. Big, big shockwave there. Probably could have shockwave the Fire Giant, but he shockwave the army instead here. As he actually still has a Hesperid's tree, which he could throw down and make those Dryads as well. As the Lampede going to be checking around here, trying to find the Fire Giant. Yoshii's like, stay away from me. I don't want you in here. The Dwarves getting into the action as well. The Temple getting taken down as Grassengroom's economy is still going strong. He's now on another gold mine. He's making another Lampede out of his hometown center. He could be thinking about getting a 3rd town center here as well behind all of this. Pushing forward, we see the Fire Giant moving in, going to be throwing that special ability. Look at that damage getting sent in. Grassengroom hits the spread command there to spread his units to try and dodge the Fire Giant as best as he can. The Lampede coming back in onto this position. 1 Lampede enough to keep these Fire Giants out of the fight, and we are going to be seeing the Lampede getting very, very close to falling here, as Yoshii has got, is this 15 population? 25 population, can't do math, 25 population sitting back here out of the fight from 1 Lampede. If I was Yoshii, I'd just say, okay, gotta sacrifice 1, take down the Lampede, no problem, keep going. But he's just so scared of it, and now it comes in. We see this special ability coming through. We see the high HP Fire Giants getting pulled back. Send the low HP Fire Giant in to start dealing damage to that Lampede and force him to kind of sacrifice that one would be the play here. But Yoshii does manage to stay alive, manage to take down that 1 Lampede here. The Lampede does not get any picks. Another one coming in very slowly though to help out as Grassengroom pulling back here as best as he can. Town center getting grabbed here for Grassengroom as well. No problems. More units coming in for Grassengroom. How's his armory upgrades looking? Kind of non-existent. Still villages to come, but not able to do so. We see the Fire Giant able to get another big splash damage onto these units here. Bang, bang. So much damage as those Arcus all falling there to the Fire Giant, who are just absolute MVPs in this game for Yoshii. Taking down more units over here as well. We see the Lampede going down before he can pick off anything here. Very, very nice play from Yoshii as he's making this look... Well, it's not easy, but he's making it look possible. He's got an economy. He's got 1 town center, and he's got a dream. He's got a dream. Grassengroom about to be 3 town centers. He's finished up the secret gold mine. He's going to be moving elsewhere. He's going to be able to go 4 town centers fairly soon. He's got an answer for the Fire Giant in Lampedia, and he's going to keep on trying until he hits one. If he hits one, it's really, really big. We see Yoshii now going to be trying to get this settlement up and keeping himself in this game. Well, Grassengroom has this town center over here, and Yoshi's got to be kicking himself here. And he didn't check this gold mine earlier, but he's still in it, and we'll see what he can do. As the villagers are going to keep pumping out here. He can actually buy some food, as it's probably worth. Let me check. Yeah, it's kind of expensive, but he can buy some food to get those villagers going out of his town center, because he can no longer build those dwarves. And now we see the town center raid coming in, as Grassengroom says, I know I can't deal with your fire giants, but I'm going to kill your town center, and that's going to be sad days for you. As the Tartarian Gate got this down to 300 HP, and the Heavy Murmillo deal with this, going after those houses. Yoshii makes a quick decision to run his villagers. Very, very nice play here. Now we see Yoshii going forward here, grabbing this settlement on the front here for Yoshii, as he is running all his villagers away. Mass exodus as the Fire Giant coming back, trying to take down these Heavy Murmillo. And Grassengroom still hasn't managed to figure out a way to end this game. How's his upgrades going? Still low upgrades. Still hasn't got himself irrigation. Struggling where that is concerned. Yoshii trying to move forward. He's got those heavy Huskar looking to take down some citizen over here, looking to take down the gold villagers over here. 555 gold remaining. All of the gold mines left on this map are at the top of the map here. So Yoshii does have an ability here to gold starve Grassengroom, as there's no trade route started, though there could be a nice trade route going from the back of the map to this forward town center here. And will Yoshii send some units back to try and get this town center back or not? We see the army coming forward for Grassengroom, but we have heavy throwing axemen here with Huntress axe. So they've got big amounts of damage here as well. Villagers moving up onto this wood line over here for Yoshii. As the Heavy Murmillo coming in. There's so many units here for Grassengroom. Definitely overdone it on the military a little bit, but it's going to be a good idea if he can push through and take out this army. Is going to go for it. Just go straight for the town center, as the Ark is doing what they can do over here. Nice micro here from Grassengroom to try and pull those throwing axemen back. I don't want to pull the Heavy Murmillo off here and try and take down these throwing axemen if you can. And where are Yoshii's Fire Giant? They're all sitting back. He's got 5 Fire Giant here. Got the Huskar searching around, looking for some villager kills. Not going to be able to get too much here. We've got champion infantry coming through for Grassengroom. Grassengroom's economy is doing fairly decently here, as the throwing axemen all getting cleaned up. And the Murmillo be able to take this town center down very, very shortly. And Yoshii down to 1 town center. And a bit of a problem. He's got 92 of 105 population. Can make more Fire Giant if he has a temple, which I don't think he has at this point. The hostile just running around the map looking for some sort of damage. We've got ourselves a portable ram coming through here for Yoshii. I don't know what the plan here with that is. Finishing up this gold mine as well. There's not much gold left on the map. He's going to have to come up here to get this gold mine. And we've got all the units here for Grassengroom just checking this one out. Those gold champion Murmillo are very, very scary for Yoshii at this point, as the Lampedes wandering in onto this position here. Will he hit those Fire Giant? He misses them for the time being. The Fire Giant moving away. Grassengroom giving away those Lampedes have been built, and the Fire Giant have to be taken out of this game yet again, as the Ark is coming forward to try and take these ones down. The Fire Giant getting a little bit out of position here, as the village is getting pulled here to try and path block the Fire Giant. Nice play from Yoshii, still keeping himself in this game. The Heavy Huskar are going to be making their way over to hit this gold mine over here of Grassengroom. Grassengroom does definitely need said gold mine. We see the portable ram going after this fortified town center, but sorry, not fortified town center, just plain town center. Grassengroom spots it though with the citizen, going to be doing a ton of damage to this portable ram, picking that off very, very fast. Now we see Grassengroom trying to take this town center for himself. The Huskar getting pushed back over here, and now Grassengroom pushing in onto these villages here as well. The Lampede is sitting in the back. The Fire Giant looking to move forward, hit a special onto these this Atlantean army. Grassengroom not paying attention, now finally making his way in, trying to pull the units back, allowing the Lampede to move in, take these Fire Giant down. As he does get in, picks off one Fire Giant, picks off two Fire Giant. The Fire Giants immediately take out one of those Lampedes, but now there's two here that are taken out, and it's very brutal there for Yoshii. Cannot really afford that here in this game, as Grassengroom's economy is very strong. Yoshii on this gold mine now, though, for the time being, as Grassengroom's got a lot of favor in the bank to make more Lampedes to deal with more of those Fire Giant. The Miller are going to be swinging around trying to take down these villages on this gold mine. Yoshii's got 1,100, 1,300 gold in the bank here, and he's going to have to make a retreat away from this position. The villagers trying to shank down the citizen there. One villager on this town center going to be able to get it up fairly shortly, as Yoshii seemingly going to be gold starved. Not many resources left in the bank. 41 favor here for Yoshii. There's another Fire Giant coming out here, and that is absolutely brutal for Grassengroom, it would seem. Now we see these champion Miller going to be looking to take down the citizen as well, as the handful of Fire Giant going to be wandering in onto this position here. Citizen retreating back. Grassengroom still taking it slowly, realizing how this game is still kind of in the balance, even though he's got all the advantages. Doesn't want to throw it. The Lampede is sitting in the back looking to move in. We've got Hero Mermillo now wandering forward for Grassengroom, trying to show Yoshii who the boss is in this game. Now Yoshii's still pushing forward. He's trying to get his hometown center back. See the portable ram's bike going. Portable ram does like 1 damage to the citizen per second. It's pretty good. Pretty good. We see the army here for Grassengroom trying to move in and hit these villages, but moving back and forth, consistently jockeying in. This position here from Grassengroom is very, very terrifying here, with 5 Fire Giant out. So much damage. The Hersa trying to come in. They do have Hall of Fames here. The Lampedes trying to sneak in, kill off one of those Fire Giant. The special ability coming in there though from Yoshii, but the hero Mermillo coming in, going to be hitting the Fire Giant here. They do manage to take one of those Fire Giant back. Another Lampede swinging around on the back, hitting another Fire Giant here, and another Lampede hitting another Fire Giant. Now instead of it being 5 Fire Giant, it's 2 Fire Giant. So Grassengroom can take this fight. He takes out all the villages on that gold mine as well. Yoshii drops to 62 population, and in a moment there, Yoshii loses everything in his army. Grassengroom gets a perfect surround on that with those Lampede and manages to force Yoshii out of this game. GG, what an insane game here from both Grassengroom and Yoshii. Grassengroom playing the strategy very nicely to stay alive against the Ragnarok. You do have to ask the question though, what would have happened had Yoshii checked this gold mine? Would the game have gone in a similar position or not? Not really sure, but Grassengroom manages to take it with some very, very good army control in the game. Yoshii's army control is top level, and being able to outmaneuver him here, absolutely huge. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you want to see the post game, then here it is. And if you are on the YouTubes, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.